Welcome everyone to uh WWE Wrestling Bros. This is your host, Canadian Yorker here, and we are live. I'm just double checking to see if I'm on the correct channel here. So we are live on YouTube today. Waking up early in the morning to do this live broadcast so we can get this Money in the Bank predictions video done, because we're doing a Money in the Bank predictions video, and also we're talking also about additional some updated information regarding WWE releasing its wrestlers. Um, so I'm coming to you guys to bring you some information, some updated information about what happened with R-Truth, and also to bring you some other potential reports. There are reports that have come out of other wrestlers who may be on the chopping block for getting released from WWE. Not only were R-Truth and Carlito also um, released from WWE, but there was another wrestler, a female wrestler named Valkyria. She was with the Viking Raiders. She was with Eric and Ivar, and she got released from WWE as well, along with R-Truth and Carlito on Sunday, which was not reported, obviously. R-Truth is the bigger star, and Carlito is also big himself, but Valhalla also got released from WWE. Unfortunately, on the female side, there were some wrestlers who were cut from the Dakota Kai was released from WWE last month, and there were some others, female wrestlers who were also released from WWE. But I think I'll do a separate live stream on those, dedicated for that. But just for today, we're going to be talking about um, the situation going on right now with R-Truth and these other potential wrestlers who you may hear who are going to be released from WWE. So there's an article here from ringsidenews.com talking about this, and this article was written on June 3rd, 2025, the day later after R-Truth was released 2 days later on Sunday, and the report came out Monday. So R-Truth allegedly turned down lowball WWE offer before he was released from WWE. So R-Truth was not suddenly released from WWE. He was offered an offer. From WWE, a lower contract, but he turned it down because obviously he was making more money in regards to what he was doing with WWE, and WWE was giving him less money for what he was making. So let's just kind of read this article and get some more information about the situation regarding that. So here we have it here. The WWE Universe is still reeling from R-Truth's unexpected exit, but a new claim may shed light on how things really went down. According to former WWE announcer Jonathan Coachman, R-Truth may not have been outright cut, but instead chose to walk away after being offered a drastically reduced contract. During the Coach and Bro show, Jonathan Coachman explained that a source close to the situation told him WWE did make an offer to R-Truth, but it was significantly lower than what he was previously making. Jonathan Coachman said, quote unquote, "I should put this out there because I had somebody reach out to me, and reportedly, I have not confirmed this, but reportedly they did offer R-Truth a contract that was far less money than what he was making, and he decided to turn that down. That's what somebody told me that's in the know. Now, whether or not that's true, I'm not sure," Jonathan Coachman said. If true, this shifts the narrative around R-Truth's departure, while earlier reports indicated that Triple H made the call as early as of a broader restructuring focused on an older, less used talent Jonathan Coachman's comments suggest R-Truth was giving an ultimatum and simply chose not to accept terms that undervalued his contributions. The release sparked an immediate fan rebellion with chants of "We Want Truth," hijacking matches of Raw, and social media posts flooded with "Justia por R-Truth." Despite his role being primarily comedic, R-Truth remained a beloved part of WWE programming, connecting with audiences in a way few others could. As for Carlito, his situation appears to me more cut and dry. Despite being in the middle of a storyline with Judgment Day, he too was informed his contract would not be renewed. Dave Meltzer previously stated on Wrestling Observer Radio that both R-Truth and Carlito were removed as part of internal budget management. David Meltzer said, "We're looking at the numbers. Those were the Levesque picks, and that's what it is." R-Truth's release might have looked like another cold corporate cut, but if this report holds up, it sounds like WWE may have given him a choice, and he wasn't about to take a pay cut to keep his playing the fool on screen. Whether this was WWE trying to phase him out or Truth finally standing up for what he's worth, one thing's for sure, fans aren't letting this one slide quietly. Was WWE trying to lowball a veteran like R-Truth, or did the company give him a fair offer based on his current role? So there we have the article here. So for each of these articles I'm reading, I have included the links to these articles in the description box for everyone on the stream to check out and read up on their own, to kind of get a gist of, kind of get a feel of what the WWE may do and what is happening now. Now we're talking about the other potential wrestlers who have been released. I'm just gonna go into that article right now. I'm trying to find it. So Valhalla, I can find it here. The WWE wrestler Valhalla was released from WWE. She was also cut. So reading here from the article here, WWE superstar Valhalla bids farewell after surprising release. This was published June 2nd, 2025, just recently, because today is June 5th. This was 3 days ago. Today is Thursday, so this happened on Monday. So reading the article here, this is from Newsweek.com. WWE fans were shocked when they learned that R-Truth and Carlito's contracts would not be renewed, meaning their time with the company has come to an end. So there we have the social media post on X. Now a third WWE superstar is adding their name to the list. Valhalla, known as Sarah Rowe, recently took to Instagram to bid farewell to the WWE Universe, and her tribute was gut-wrenching. Valhalla said, quote, Logan said, quote, "I come to you with tears in my eyes because our time has suddenly come to an end. WWE informed me yesterday that they are letting my contract expire. To be completely honest, my ego can't help but be damaged. You always assume that when you end a lifelong career, there's going to be a grand exit, and here I am. But here I am using the Notes app on my phone, typing a goodbye letter to an entity that will forget I was even there. I truly take no offense to this. My career, as it is getting usurped by my vocation, and it's all on a divine timeline that I trust deeply." So that is about how, if you don't remember her, she played the Viking, female Viking, she was with the Viking Raiders, but recently they transitioned to the War Raiders. So they're a tag team of, they're called the War Raiders. Logan then revealed that she's going to be spending more time focusing on herself than her character Valhalla. She says, quote unquote, "I'll definitely miss you, but I know I'll be taken care of by my wonderful husband, by the land you provided for me, and alongside the children I've made along the way. I'm going to take the weight of being a superstar and let myself soar just being Sarah. She's been growing on me, and it's time I let her fully cultivate. Quote unquote. I love all the people you've brought into my life, but my social media page won't be about you anymore. It will only share the parts of me that I wish, and none of that will be wrestling. I'm more of a clean break kind of girl, and the other cause for me will be taking my full attention. With all my love, Sarah. Sarah Rowe had been wrestling professionally since 2011. She first wrestled for WWE from 2004 to 2020 under the name Sarah Logan, and then from 2022 to 2025. Logan is most well known nowadays as a character Valkyria, where she would work alongside Viking Raiders, which were made up of Eric and Ivar, her real-life husband. Outside of pro wrestling, Sarah Rowe has published a children's book titled From the Farm to Our Table that is based on her own homesteading lifestyle. Very interesting. So, sadly, Sarah Rowe, also known as Valhalla, has been released from WWE as well from, not only Carlito and R-Truth. So, skipping ahead, just kind of going on to more potential news of potential wrestlers that are going to be released. So, going here, we have more WWE talents, maybe releases may be happening. This is a report that I have published June 4th. So, going here, it says, speaking on the Wrestling Observer, Brian Alvarez discussed a recent wave of WWE departures, including Sarah Logan, that's Valhalla, and the reported non-renewals of R-Truth and Carlito. And Brian Alvarez hinted more releases could be on the horizon. He specifically highlighted changes to the Miz's social media presence that have fueled speculation about his WWE status following Sarah Logan's departure. Brian Alvarez has stated he had been told that there might be others as well, so this might not be the end of Valhalla. It's not the end of it. The discussion then shifted to multi-time former champion The Miz. Brian Alvarez pointed out to recent on-screen activity and significant off-screen signals. Here's Brian Alvarez says, quote unquote, The Miz has not been doing much lately. On Friday Night SmackDown, May 30th, they did a segment he had just gotten put together with Carmelo Hayes as a tag team, and they were teasing a breakup on Friday, and this was right when they cut R-Truth and Carlito, and now Sarah Logan. I've been told there are others, quote unquote. However, the Miz social media changes, Brian Alvarez reported, and I bring up the Miz not just because of that angle, but if you go to his X account, there are no mentions of WWE. It no longer says the must-see superstar, WWE superstar, who removed all references to WWE. It now says the most must-read X account of all time, and that's it. While acknowledging the Miz is most reportedly taping a new season of American Gladiators in London, which could explain a storyline separation from Hayes. Brian Alvarez questions the timing of the social media changes. Brian Alvarez says, quote unquote, now I was told he was doing the new season of American Gladiators or whatever, so I know people are skeptical they would get rid of him now. But Brian Alvarez continues, but he did remove references to WWE's from his social media, and I just think it would be a pretty lame thing to do if you're not being released when everyone else has been released. Brian Alvarez ended with a cautious look at the Miz situation. So Brian Alvarez says, quote unquote, so where there's smoke, there could be fire. I will say that, but I guess we'll find out as the week goes on. So, kind of interesting take here, talking about the Miz. One thing that we know about the Miz has been in WWE much longer than, just as long as R-Truth. And John Cena. So the Miz is kind of talking about the Miz. This is on this article here. This article here shows the timeline of the Miz and his career progression of the Miz. So if we're looking at the career progression of the Miz, So, he was born in Cleveland, Ohio, from Ohio. But if you look at the career progression of The Miz has been in WWE since April 21st, 2006. So The Miz has been in WWE for almost 20 years. Next year is 2026. If The Miz stays as long as he can, he probably will be in the years, he'll put in the years 20 years. If the WWE does not let The Miz, is not renewing The Miz's contract, he will be gone. He could be gone this year. The first, he was in DSW, the DSW promotion, and started wrestling in September 1st, 2005. Then he went to OVW from January 6, 2006. And he came to WWE April 26, 2006. Okay, he was on WWE SmackDown from WWE from April 26th to September 1st, 2006, and then he went to SmackDown. So The Miz has been with WWE for some time, almost 20 years. So he's been in the WWE 19 years already. Next year will make it 20 years he's been in WWE. So he has been around the block. The Miz, if The Miz leaves, he's definitely has made his ways. He's definitely has been a very entertaining wrestler. Just like R-Truth, he and R-Truth together were great as a great tag team. It's a shame that The Miz would leave. Potentially you could see that happening in the future. AJ Styles, one of the more very phenomenal, entertaining wrestlers. His contract is also up for, on the chopping block. So just kind of get this article. It's from YahooSports.com, June 4th, 2025. It says, what's the future of the phenomenal AJ Styles in WWE following another loss earlier this week on Raw, with the phenomenal one coming off 2 straight losses and the persistent rumors of his WWE contract coming to an end soon. How much longer will we see AJ Styles on Monday Night Raw? According to Mike Johnson of PWI Insider, AJ Styles' recent losses on WWE Raw aren't a sign that the company is finishing him up. In fact, Johnson was told that AJ Styles is regularly scheduled for Raw going forward. While this likely won't silence the rumblings regarding AJ's contracts, it doesn't appear that the company is eminently planning to write the former WWE champion off television. So we're gonna have to stay tuned for more reports coming out. Whether or not AJ Styles could be released from WWE. I hope that doesn't happen. Because I actually like AJ Styles. AJ Styles I saw his reign in TNA. He had an amazing reign. He was great. He's a legend outside of WWE. He's done a lot of things. He's a major legend in TNA. Him and Samoa Joe are definitely amazing legends. But it would be a shame to not see AJ Styles win the WWE contract, stay in WWE. It's just a shame, guys. But we'll have to see what's going to happen with that going forward. Going on to the next part. I got that part already about Valhalla and The Miz. So here's something that I think might be interesting. LA Knight. LA Knight could be. I'm not saying that there's a report on if he might. We time will tell. If LA Knight is actually in the Money in the Bank contract, in the Money in the Bank right now. LA Knight is in the Money in the Bank. He's in the qualifying match right now. He's basically in the Money in the Bank. He's going to be trying to get the Money in the Bank contract right now. But let's just say that in NXT, I don't know if anyone knows this, but have you heard of this? Have you ever heard this? When LA Knight was in NXT, WWE NXT, so it's been reported from last year that LA Knight was on the cut list. He was on the verge of being fired from WWE, released from WWE NXT several times, more than once. So could LA Knight potentially be released from WWE this year. Could that happen? I don't know. We don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. Only LA Knight knows, and only the WWE knows, and LA Knight knows. We don't know that. But if they give him an offer regarding that, but according to this article from eWrestlingNews.com from June 25th, 2024, last year, in a recent interview with ESPN, head of WWE NXT Creative Shawn Michaels discussed LA Knight's addition to the brand, despite being 38 years old when he signed. Shawn Michaels revealed that LA Knight had been on the verge of being released multiple times while at the Performance Center. He said, quote unquote, Shawn Michaels said, quote unquote, I would tell them all the time that there is this guy. When people say a WWE guy or a Vince McMahon guy, he was stuffing it. I was trying to tell them, lose the 3-8. He never looked at me like he had any mileage on him. To me, he was still brand new. That's what Shawn Michaels said, quote unquote. And Shawn Michaels said, continued quote, I never lied. I did always have him in stuff. But there were a couple of people that I knew from this mythical age thing that said that LA Knight wasn't, quote unquote, I'm just putting it in brackets, LA Knight wasn't fitting their qualifications, but I always kept them in storylines, and so my excuse was, we can't get rid of him now. So, guys, let's not be out of the realm of discussion that LA Knight could be the one to be released next, to be on the chopping block, just like the Miz. Our Truth got released, but could be because of contract issues. We don't know that, but that remains to be seen with these times that we live in. So just wanted to give you guys the report. This is the report. The first half of the show, it's just going to be about the report on, the WWE wrestlers, basically, and what could happen. Just saying it's not without the realm of possibility. We're just keeping keeping my ears to the ground. We shall keep our ears to the ground. Potentially you could see these things happening, because WWE is releasing wrestlers, so we don't know whether or not that could happen, but it could happen. Now on to the next part. Going into the second part of this show here, talking about the Money in the Bank contract here. So we have the Money in the Bank contract here for 2025 taking place in Los Angeles, California. So on Sunday, June 7th, fans will log in, go in on Peacock and watch the latest Money in the Bank event. So let's start off with we have 5 matches, I believe, happening for Money in the Bank, and it's happening Sunday, June 7th in Los Angeles, California. I'm trying to find the location exactly where it's going to be, but I cannot find it. So I'll just post that in the description box. So Sunday Money in the Bank 2025 is on Saturday, June 7th. And we have our first match here taking place. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. So Cody Rhodes called it from Saturday night's main event. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul in a tag team match. But it says here, for one of the first times ever, the reigning world heavyweight champion will be facing the undisputed WWE champion in a tag team match. So we have Logan Paul versus John Cena and Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. So here's my take. My pick, I'm gonna have to ask Bruinsteel for his picks, because I'm gonna make sure I include his picks in the I'm gonna make sure I include his picks in the description box so you can see who he picks for his picks. But here's my picks. So we have John Cena and Cody Rhodes. John Cena and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. Ooh, man. This is a tough one. Man, this could go either way. Jey Uso is the World Heavyweight Champion, and John Cena is WWE Undisputed Champion. I can see Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes winning this because they definitely, Jey Uso needs to retain his championship. John Cena also needs to retain his championship. So, I am going to have to go with, my pick is going to be, I'm picking John Cena and Logan Paul to win against Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. The reason why I'm picking John Cena and Cody and Logan Paul is because John Cena, he's on his retirement tour. I don't think that WWE wants to see John Cena lose at Money in the Bank because he's going to be retiring by the end of this year in December. And the other thing, honestly, oh man, for me to pick Logan Paul, I don't even like Logan Paul. So let me reverse that. I'm picking Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso to get this to win against Jey Uso and John Cena. Now let me just reverse that. I'm picking that because number one, Cody Rhodes, he definitely needs to get a revenge win against John Cena after what John Cena did to him at WrestleMania, making him lose to him. That definitely has to happen. John Cena has to lose to Cody Rhodes at for Money in the Bank, because this is not a title match, so there's no one swapping titles. So it kind of makes sense that Cody Rhodes should win. Jey Uso should win, because I don't like Logan Paul. Logan Paul absolutely should not win with John Cena at Money in the Bank, because Jey Uso definitely deserves to get some wins against Logan Paul. And Logan Paul, I don't think it's time to have a championship aspirations yet. It may be too early for that. So, and obviously Logan Paul hasn't done much. Yeah, he hasn't. I don't think he was included in the Money. He hasn't really done much. He's not consistently there every night on Monday Night Raw every night. So I just think it makes more sense for Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes to win. So that's my pick for this right there. Going forward, so we have the next match, Money in the Bank qualifying, the Money in the Bank match right happening here. So there's a men's 2025 Money in the Bank men's ladder match happening. Solo Sikoa versus LA Knight versus Seth Rollins versus Penta versus Andrade versus El Grande Americano. So we have next. So this is kind of tough. I just have to cross off some names first. First of all, I don't think Solo Sikoa is going to win the Money in the Bank contract because he's always a United States champion. So I'm gonna X Solo Sikoa off. I'm gonna X next. So we have a few other names here. We have Penta. No, not Penta. We have El Grande Americano. El Grande Americano, he did win against Finn Balor. No, I forget. I did it the other day. The only two people that I'm gonna have to X out, Penta, I'm gonna have to X out El Grande Americano. So I'm down to three: LA Knight, Seth Rollins, and Andrade. Andrade hasn't really done much, but Andrade could win the Money in the Bank contract. But I'm gonna have to X out Andrade because, I think it might be his time, but it might also not be his time. So I don't think Andrade is going to be winning Money in the Bank contract. So we have Seth Rollins and LA Knight. If anyone deserves a Money in the Bank contract, it's definitely LA Knight, because LA Knight did lose to Solo Sikoa. So But here's the thing. I'm going to have to cancel Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins could be screwed out of winning because of CM Punk, but he was taken out by CM Punk was taken out by Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, so they could be getting involved in the match. I'm definitely gonna have to go with Seth Rollins here to win the men's Money in the Bank contract because he's got Braun Breaker and he has Bronson Reed. So I'm picking Seth Rollins to be the winner in this match here. So that's my pick. I'm gonna have to wait for Bruinsteel's pick, obviously, to see who he picks to win Money in the Bank, men's ladder Money in the Bank. To see who does that. Next, we have the women's 2025 Money in the Bank ladder match for the women's side. We have Alexa Bliss versus Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne, Perez versus Giulia versus Naomi versus Stephanie Vaquer. So, interesting selection of women here. Alexa Bliss versus Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne. I'm gonna do a process of elimination here. So, we have interesting sets of names. You know, I could see Alexa Bliss. I am thinking maybe she could be winning it, but just don't see it happening. I'm gonna have to cross out. I'm gonna have to eliminate Alexa Bliss, cross out, X out her name from being the winner in the Money in the Bank. Man, Roxanne Perez did go far. She went pretty far in Royal Rumble last year. She's really good. Roxanne Perez and Giulia, they were a tag team on NXT. They're really good. They could tag team and take down the other ladies on this list. Roxanne Perez, she's really good. And she did join Judgment Day, so maybe Judgment Day could be getting involved. Liv Morgan and Vaquer could be going in to help her win. So I could definitely see Roxanne getting the Money in the Bank contract, which would be huge for her. I don't know, though, if she would be winning because, Giulia could turn on her. I'm going to have to cross out Roxanne. I like her, but I don't think she's winning. Giulia, I don't know if Giulia is winning. So we're down to Rhea Ripley. I don't know. I think Rhea Ripley is going to probably last until the end. So we have Rhea Ripley, Naomi, and Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer just did join the main roster, and I haven't really seen much of her. I haven't seen much of Stephanie Vaquer wrestling. I haven't seen much of Giulia wrestling. So I'm going to have to cross out Stephanie Vaquer. So we had Naomi and Rhea Ripley. Now Rhea Ripley right now I believe is a face, and Naomi is a heel. So we have a heel versus face situation going on. Rhea Ripley, I haven't really seen much of Rhea Ripley in action. She's been on and off. I don't think she was at the Saturday Night Live. She wasn't present there. She's been doing her thing. Naomi, she has been having an electrifying storyline with her, Jade Cargill, and Bianca Belair. I'm gonna have to pick Naomi to win the women's 2025 Money in the Bank ladder match. The women's Money in the Bank ladder match. This could toss up either way. Naomi, I can see Naomi winning Money in the Bank. And Bruinsteel, if you're watching this live, I'm gonna be sending this list to you so you can send me back the information on who do you think is gonna win. But I'm doing my picks. This is how I'm picking. I'm picking Naomi to win for this Women's in the Bank, Money in the Bank ladder match. Last match of the night, we have Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Lyra Valkyria has beaten Becky Lynch twice already. So we have Becky Lynch. You know, Becky Lynch has has betrayed Lyra when they both won the tag team titles at WrestleMania, which honestly I still feel weird about. I still feel makes me angry thinking about that. I was just still pissed about that. I don't want to think about that right now, but I'm Lyra Vaquer. I'm definitely going with Lyra Vaquer here to win, to retain her Intercontinental Championship, unless Becky Lynch cheats, which I know she's gonna cheat. I don't expect Becky Lynch not to cheat, but I definitely think that in spite of Becky Lynch cheating, Lyra Vaquer is going to retain her championship against Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch is going to be raising Lyra Vaquer's hand at this Money in the Bank contract. That is definitely happening for sure, guys. Keep that in mind. I'm definitely keeping on that. So, what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments what you think. Who do you think is going to win the Money in the Bank contract for this Money in the Bank 2025 Money in the Bank contract? Who's going to win? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm going to be posting my each of these, who I think is winning predictions, and so let me know what you think and in the comment section below. Don't be afraid to do so. So I'll be signing off. I'll see you guys in the next live stream or in the next video with Bruinsteel. So update on that. Bruinsteel will be back in time, and we'll be doing Monday Night Raw on Sunday. We're doing a Monday Night Broadcast on Sunday. Maybe a recap video on Money in the Bank on Sunday. So we'll have to see what the situation with that, because he's coming back from his vacation soon. So please stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next live stream, whenever that is. So take care, enjoy a wonderful day, and have a great weekend. So take